Is it finally time to break down our range? That is the big question here after today's session, and is going to be, like I mentioned yesterday, it's going to be the theme of this week. We've been trading in this range here, 74.83 to 76.27. We've been back and forth here of this range, like I mentioned in our last video. We've been here now for 20 days, essentially since the end of June, just trading in between this range. And yet on Friday we trapped below the range once, held up, and went to go back test our first key level here at 75.32. Again, yesterday at the 6 p.m. open, we actually tested range support exactly at 74.83, and then went ahead to make another move up overnight into this morning, where we actually back tested 75.32 again, put in a little bit of a failed breakout of these highs here up to 75.48, tried to run up a bit, and then spent the rest of the session chopping and starting to slowly sell downwards back into range support. So where do we find ourselves here again? End of day Monday. We find ourselves again back at this magical level of 74.83. We closed right here today at the session close. And so again, we are definitely testing this range support quite well, and bears are going to want to now break this down for good to provide a bit of a sell, and finally leave this range. So that is going to be what's going to be the main watch here, going into tonight and the rest of the week, is whether or not we can finally put in a range breakdown. Couple of setups to watch out for. One, the best setup from here would be a potential failed breakdown of this 74.73 level. This was the low of day on Friday, and so potentially putting in a trap right here and recovering, and then also being able to eventually recover the 74.83 range support. That could put in one final trap again and see if we can start making headway back up to mainly go ahead and back test 75.75, which was our breakdown level on Thursday. If we are not able to put in another trap here, and this is going to be the final potential breakdown, as 74.83 is weakening with every bounce here, then there isn't going to be much to do for quite some time. You're going to want to let the sell play out and not get too involved in anything, as we will eventually or finally be under the mode 2 range, and the sell will have started a bit, so you want to be hands off. The first setup I do like from here, below, is the macro failed breakdown here. So we did put in a nice low here June 29th at 74.08, and so you can watch out for a failed breakdown of this level, but that'll be a macro failed breakdown to watch out for, but that is quite some ways below the 74.73. So if we do lose this, there's not going to be much to do until 74.08. So let the sell play out, and we will see what happens here. Should be an interesting week of price action, and we will see if we can finally put in that breakdown.